Hey guys, it's Kiara here back with another back with another video, and today we have a special guest.
Me again.
No, not her. Another special guest.
Right here. She's in the phone. Say hi, Kennedy.
It's me.
Shit, I'm not sure recording. It's fine.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into the video. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna tell y'all how.
No, we're gonna tell you about the time
we kidnapped Kennedy,
our friend. She's gonna pop.
Okay, y'all. So how we gonna start the story? You should start the story off about how it became that she was coming. So start it.
First of all, it started at lunch when we were supposed to go over Gloria's house, and I never went.
She didn't show up.
And she kept getting mad. She was like, "You never want to go over my house." And I felt bad. And I really didn't want to go over there, but y'all know how my mama is.
And
My
then
got the house.
One day, Kennedy decided to ride her bicycle across town to
I use
Gloria's
that
house.
bicycle for everything.
Okay, so now tell them your adventure on your bicycle on the way.
So I was on my bicycle, and I saw one of my hoes, and he came trying to talk to me, and you know I talked to him too, so we ain't gonna say no names, but yeah, I was like, I gotta go, so I went to Gloria's house, and made it to Gloria's house, and then I was about to knock on her door, and I just went in. I don't remember that.
She knocked on the door, and she was wearing that big ass black jacket. I was like, it's hot as fuck outside.
It was not hot outside.
It was hot. It was like...
It was cold outside.
But the point is, she got that big ass jacket on. Go all the way down her to her knees.
It was cold. We had on hoodies and stuff. Yeah. We had on hoodies and stuff.
Anyway.
Okay, so she got the Gloria's house.
Got some soft ass skin. I'm sorry. Anyways, she got to my house and we was just chilling, right? And we was just chilling, and we was in the kitchen. I don't know what we was doing. I think I was making something.
I think it's time for me to come in. So I was chilling at home, normal day. I don't remember what day it was, but it was a normal day. I think preferably a Thursday. I was laying in my bed, minding my own business. They invited me to Gloria's house, but you know me, I don't never show up.
We did.
Anyways, now next thing I know, I get a phone call. I get a little excited. It's a phone call. I got a phone call. It was Kennedy's mother. She contacted.
My mom called.
Yes, your mama called.
How do you think she knew who it was?
I didn't even know my mama called.
Her mama called me. Her mama called me talking about, do I know where Kennedy's at? And I was like, do I know where Kennedy's at? I was like, no, I don't know where Kennedy. I was like, I know where Kennedy's at. So I decided to call them. Did they answer?
Said I was going to your
Did
house.
they answer? Did y'all answer?
Did we answer?
No, they didn't answer. So I decided to take it upon myself to have my daddy drop me off. So, I walked my little self up there. I knocked on the door. It took him a minute to answer.
I remember this. Your mama said if you don't come home, she calling the police.
Yeah, that's what it was. She told me if she ended up not coming home, she was going to call the police. Well, when I went to knock on the door and they answered, and I think that was the first thing I told them.
Yes.
I looked at them, I said, Kennedy, your mom was looking for you. She's about to call the police.
Yes.
Hey, I was like, oh, shit.
And then we ended up all going into the house. And we decided we wanted to make some...
We was not even thinking about no police.
She didn't care. She did
not care.
So we decided to go in the house and play Mario Karts.
Oh my God.
We decided to play Mario Karts and another game with Gloria's brother. Shout out.
That was later that night.
About to go to jail.
Because of Gloria.
Well, what do we do?
Yeah, because my brother.
So what did we do?
We was making food first.
We decided to make food.
Yeah.
So we decided to make some. Backstory on that. We were reading a book. This was 8th grade year. Yes, we was 8th grade year. Miss what's your face?
Morris.
Miss Morris's class, and I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember the name of it, but it was in this book, and in the book, it was about this Mexican family, and they had been making tortillas.
Oh my god!
With butter.
I remember that book.
And so our Mexican friend right here, you know, she had the tortillas and the butter, so we made them.
I thought I was the shit. I mean, the stuff.
So
y'all
we made them things.
Yeah, y'all ain't get paid.
So then we decided to make milkshakes because, you know, Gloria had them ice creams in the freezer. We're going to insert a picture of us making food right here. But we ended up making food. We made some.
We made some fidel, which is like a Mexican.
Oh, and I learned how to skateboard.
And she learned how to skateboard. That was before Kiara got there. We was just skateboarding in the kitchen.
I was having the time of my life.
That's when Kennedy finally met Luis.
Yeah. What do you call him?
Carlos.
And
look, we made our own little Mexican food. You got letters in it.
it's letter. Then, after we made our milkshakes and whatnot, we went upstairs. You know, we chilled. We were on the phone with Justin. We had told Justin, shout out Justin.
If Justin, you watching this, boy, I will fight you, bro. You was gay as fuck, bro.
Anyways, we ended up going upstairs calling Justin and telling him everything that happened. And I called him off my phone. And I was like, guess what we just did? He was like, what? I said, the police is after Kennedy. He was like, y'all lying. I was like, no, we're not. I said, Kennedy's with us.
No, say it like how he talk. Because he talk gay. Say it how he talk. Bitch. No, for real, bitch.
Stop lying. I don't even remember. I like Justin at all in 8th grade. 8th, 7th,
And I don't like him. And if he got something to say about this video, my brother will beat you.
Anyways, on through the story. So we decided somehow, some way, we planned on going to the mall.
Yeah.
With him. So we had to wait till Gloria's parents
got home.
And if that turtle runs away, we gon' get you a stack of hay. And if that stack of hay don't move, then we gon' get you some new.
So anyways, we had to wait till her parents got home, and Gloria decided she needed to disguise Kennedy so nobody would notice her.
Yes.
Notice her. So we had a little fashion show. I'm gonna insert the pictures of what she was wearing, even though she looked totally the same.
Don't do that. Don't do
Oh, look at that.
Y'all shut up. Damn, y'all over there dying.
I don't like.
Her parents got home. Gloria's parents got home. We loaded the van.
Yep.
On the way there, shout out to Gloria's brother. Had the speaker. They was back there getting it. They were listening to Chill Bill.
Oh yeah.
We had a good little ride there. It was a little fun. I think we got there. We went inside the mall. It was around what? 7?
It was dark outside.
It was dark, so it was like 7.
Anyways, we got to the mall. And then, I don't remember what we did there.
I thought we just accidentally ran into Justin and Joe.
We planned it because we were.
Didn't he tell us he was at the mall?
Yeah.
Or he put something on Snapchat talking about he was at the mall?
And I think that's when we decided to go. I think we went to buy me a bra.
Anyway.
Yes, we did.
We went to buy me a bra.
Why? Oh yeah, cause then we went to
Walmart.
Yeah.
But we didn't. So our plan was to go get me a bra because it was my first snap button up in the back bra. So we're at the mall.
Anyways,
We went into J.C. Penney's and we started looking up before we got near there. I looked up and I was like, look, who is that? And Gloria was like, oh my God. You know how she runs behind people? She was like... And Kennedy was like, is that... What are we going to give them a name for, the three of them?
Censor their names.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We ended up walking around J.C. Penney's, you know.
So we're going to call these three people...
Dusty, Musty, and Krusty.
Yeah.
So when Gloria walked up, she was like... No, we walked up, I was like, ain't that Dusty? And Kennedy was like, Dusty? Look, Dusty!
I think that's when I like Dusty. I think. And I used to hate Krusty.
You know, we just went.
I always thought Dusty was gay.
Me too. So I'ma still need him.
Yeah, I still think he's gay.
Anyways, somehow, some way, somebody's idea was to jump over trash cans and.
We was having the time of our life.
I think that was Gavin.
That was. Why the fuck would you say the name?
I'm sorry.
Anyways, we were just doing a whole bunch of stupid stuff. You know, the mall is about to close. Ain't nobody there. We walked up in J.C. Penney's and everything else. We ended up seeing Gloria's ex. You remember that? No. We seen your ex when you was holding Krusty's hand. Some ex that she was scared of. She was like, oh my God, hide me. Anyways, yeah, we finished up at the mall. The crazy part's the next day, but we're not there yet. We ended up leaving the mall. We were going to go to Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
But Gloria's dad was...
Krusty was going to pay for us.
But Gloria's dad ruined it, so she was mad.
My daddy's straight. I mean, if y'all Mexicans know, you know, you know. Anyways.
Right. Our Mexican parents be crazy.
Anyways, we ended up getting back in the van and we went to Walmart. We got out. We walked with Gloria's brother. Got me a bra. I think we left. We didn't do much in there.
Yeah, we just grabbed.
So we ended up going to Burger King and heading to Gloria's house.
How do you remember all this shit?
How? Right?
I don't even remember going to Burger King.
I have a good memory. You got a cheeseburger. I got a cheeseburger, and Kennedy got chicken nuggets. And we all got fries and a drink.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Because you did get chicken nuggets.
Did I get honey mustard?
Yes. Remember, because we kept asking for your chicken nuggets and you kept getting mad. And Gloria was like, dang, I should have got some. Anyways, then we ended up going home. I think we ended up sleeping. Which let me tell... No, I ain't even gonna say nothing.
Do it.
You remember Gloria's bed.
It smelled like raccoon farts. Wait, no. Raccoon sex and turtle farts. That's what it smelled like.
And
Remember that whole night? It was so cold, y'all. And Kennedy just kept pulling the covers off of me. Next morning, this is where it gets real interesting, y'all. I promise. Okay. So that morning, Gloria's mom had woke me up by calling us. And we went down to get ready for breakfast. You know, the normal. So we're in the van going to this little church to eat. Whole time in the van, I'm on my Facebook, you know. I see the Paducah Police Department post a poster of Kennedy, a picture of Kennedy, talking about,
Mom,
can you help us find this missing person?
Why you put that ugly old picture up on that thing? So at her funeral, I'm not saying that I want my mom to, but at her funeral, don't let me make your obituary because I'm putting the ugliest picture on there just because you did that. And it's still up there.
And they got her age wrong and everything else, y'all.
My teacher pulled it up in the middle of class last year, too. She said she was going to type everybody's name in. And, you know, my little report came up at the top, and I was like...
So, for all y'all that wanted to know about this video, I better see y'all.
No.
I better see y'all.
Because it
all
wasn't that serious.
Like my friend. No, y'all was not my friend.
But anyways, we're going to finish. So, that morning... on our way to the little church. So, I feel like this was around like 9, 10 in the morning.
And my mama still don't know that she missed it. My mama just thinking that, you know, they spent the night. Because they weren't going to spend the night. They were finna leave. But Kennedy was scared to go home. Or she didn't want to go home because the police or whatever. And I guess Kiara just decided to stay too. So, we all just ended up staying at my house.
That night was our first night ever, all three being together.
Yeah.
Anyways, we ended up going... I found that post on our way to the church to eat. We get to the church. We're not thinking anything of it. We're like, it's just gonna blow over. No big deal.
Justin sent that to us.
Yeah, Krusty sent that to us. Anyways, we got to the church. You know, if you ever been to a church to eat, you know how that goes. We're in line, getting our food.
Oh, girl, I ate good.
Y'all, we were going through the line or whatever. You know how you're only supposed to take, like, 2 of each, right? All of a sudden, I look over, and I tap Gloria. Gloria looks over, we look at Kennedy. 10 pieces of bacon on her plate. And we look at her. And
I am so ratchet.
She's so upset. She's like, what?
Did nobody tell me there was a limit?
We didn't think we had to tell her a limit. We just thought she would know to take 2.
I didn't even go to church like that. I never really ate at church before that.
But anyways, I guess she thought it was a buffet or whatnot. But
So did.
we ended up eating breakfast, looking at the post at the same time. We still didn't care.
We did not care.
We didn't care. We were on our way. We left. We was on our way to Sam's Club. Now this is where things went downhill. Was it your auntie or your mama that called me?
Yes.
Kennedy's auntie ended up calling my phone and telling me if I didn't tell them where Kennedy was at right now, then she would have all of us in jail. That's what got us. Ever since that phone call, we started panicking.
Yeah.
We were in an episode of Pretty Little Liars.
Bitch said, oh my God, it's like we're in an episode of Pretty Little Liars.
Looking back at it, that was fun. That was really fun.
And so we walked around acting like we were in Pretty Little Liars.
Right.
And
I still haven't watched this show.
And so we went on pretending like we were in Pretty Little Liars. Remember, y'all, we were in 8th grade. So I think the first place we went was the bathroom.
Yeah.
I remember. And we made a plan. We said we're going to do this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Our plan, y'all. Let's tell them the plan. Our plan was, at the time, that me and Gloria was just going to drop Kennedy off at the mall and leave.
Yeah.
And call her mama to pick her up.
We were going to pretend like we didn't know where she was, and we were going to pretend
they never called
we were going to pretend like she called me and told me where she was at, and that I was going to tell her mom where she was at. While we were in the bathroom, I got a call from my mom telling me that the police is at my house right now searching our house for Kennedy. That if I know where Kennedy's at, I need to tell them now because they were searching the home. And apparently, I ended up telling them I didn't know where she was at. You know, I didn't want to get in trouble. And then
I think I told you to tell her that I wasn't.
Something like that, maybe. Anyways, then the next thing, I got another phone call. My phone was the hot like boom. I got another phone call from the same people telling me that my sister was riding with Kennedy's aunt to Gloria's house.
To my house. Now, I am fucking Mexican, and I was scared to get in trouble, and I was scared to get my parents in trouble because, you know, we in a little rough situation, but I was scared out of my fucking mind, and they couldn't find the house. They could not find my house.
They went through the alley. And ended up nobody was there.
Yeah.
So at that point, we knew we had to put our plan forward.
Yeah. So we left Sam's Club. We dropped Kennedy off in the middle of a parking lot. My mama was like, "Are you sure that we're supposed to drop her off?" I was like, "Yeah." Her mama
Meanwhile, no, Kennedy didn't have no phone.
No. I was like, "Yeah." Kennedy's mom called her and told her to go to the mall and she would pick her up there.
Notice this was around what, maybe 2?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
I get home till like 11.
Anyways, we had left. We went back to Gloria's house. Me and Gloria was looking at each other thinking, okay, everything's okay. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I ended up having a headache from all that. So I decided to go home.
Yeah.
I go home, I'm chilling, whatnot. Next thing, I ended up leaving to go with my dad to get my hair done. Next thing I know, after I already As soon as I got to Gloria's house, I texted Kennedy's mom and told her Kennedy's at the mall. She had texted me back and was like, "Are you sure?"
I thought we did that at my house.
I did. I just said that. And I was like, "Yeah." So I left. I thought I had everything taken care of. Everything was good. Until I got some more phone calls from her mama that said she had went to the mall and couldn't find her.
And we said, "Now what the fuck?"
And y'all, let me just tell y'all how I felt. I was scared. I started crying. I was panicking. I was posting these little posters.
Meanwhile, I was at my house because I was going to go. I think it was though that next day was a Saturday, so the day before was a Friday.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go to a party, so I was over there. I was over there getting dressed and shit, and
tell them about the pop-up picture.
Yeah, over here, and I was telling my mama, I was like, "Let's leave." You know, I was like, "I'm trying to go," because I was scared the police was going to pop up at my house, and I couldn't have the police popping up at my house. So I was like, "Let's leave," and she's like, "Nah, bro, chill out. You know, we still got time." It's a Mexican party, by the way. Anyway, she was like, "Nah, chill out," and I hear a knock on the door. I said, "Oh, no." I started shaking. Like, I didn't even go to the door yet. I started shaking already. So I go to the door, and I look out the window. I was so scared. I thought it was the police. I said, "Hell no."
Who was it?
I looked out the window, and it was Kennedy's auntie. And I didn't know who it was, so I was just like, "Mom, there's a lady at the door." And then she went to go, no, I opened it. And I was like, "Yeah," and I was shaking and everything. She's like, "Do you know where Kennedy's at?" I was like, "No," and she's like, "Well, are you sure? Are you like this and this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then she's like, "Can I speak to your mama?" I said, "Oh shit!" And so this lady wants to talk to you. And then she was like, "What?" And my mama had been all dressed up and everything. She had her hair in a little bun and everything. She was looking cute. And my mama come out to the door and she's like, "Yes." And then Kennedy's auntie was like, "Do you know where Kennedy's at? She's been missing for like the past day." And my mama looked at me, she said, she's like, "Yes, Kennedy was at my house." I said, my mama said, "I didn't know that she was missing and this and that." She's like, "We dropped her off at the mall. And my daughter didn't tell me that this was happening," and I ended up getting in trouble, obviously. So I got caught, and
meanwhile, Kennedy was where?
Yeah, Kennedy, tell me where you was.
They couldn't find me because I was at the movie sleep.
This bitch went to the movies and saw what? Peter Rabbit?
The fact that she didn't even pay.
She walked in that bitch and she went to watch Peter Rabbit and she was knocked out. For like 2 hours?
I think that's how long it was.
What if your head told you it was okay to go see that?
Exactly.
Then it was over. So I was like, I guess I'm going to walk back into the mall now.
Anyways, then we
called. Just sitting there.
Then I started freaking out. I called Krusty.
We called Krusty.
And we were on the phone. Next thing I know, we got another call from Kennedy's mom.
Yeah, and Krusty was at the mall. So Krusty was looking for Kennedy.
Yeah. You and Krusty went to the mall.
Yeah.
And they tried to find Kennedy. They couldn't find her. They were freaking out.
I didn't go with him. He was there. And then my mom was like, "Well, this is your fault. Now you have to go look for her." So before we went to the party, we still went to the party, y'all. Before we went to the party, my mama dropped me off at the mall. She said, "You better go look for that little girl." I said, "Okay." So I walked up in there, and I went to go look for her, and I saw Krusty. I was mad. I don't know why I was mad, but I was mad at him. And I started yelling at him. I was like, "Where the fuck is Kennedy?" And he's like, "I don't know. I saw her a few minutes ago, but I don't know where she's at now." And I thought he was protecting her. I was like, "She needs to go home." Like, and I was just yelling at him, and my mama saw him, and she saw me yelling at him and everything. I had wanted to punch him so bad, but I didn't. I was at the mall. I was like, "Let me not."
Oh my God, y'all. Justin dragged me to my mama. He dragged me to my mama. He set me up. He set me up.
What'd he do?
He grabbed my hand and started walking this way, and all of a sudden I hear my mama screaming, and I was like, "Oh my God." My granny started yelling at me in front of everybody, and then Miss Henderson dad came in and talked about she need to get prayed for. They prayed for me in the middle of the mall.
Oh, Gloria never got those clothes back again.
We never did. I never.
My granny ripped my shirt.
My shirt.
Well, your shirt. She ripped the shirt in the front of everybody in the mall. And I remember Keyston, is that how you say his name? He came in the mall and he stared at me. He was like, in front of everybody, they was over there like.
Y'all, meanwhile, she wasn't found till maybe 6 o'clock.
Yeah. And we dropped her off like at
2.
Because this bitch had the whole nerve to go watch a movie. If she didn't go watch a movie,
she would have been found.
And we
that
would have been less in trouble.
I don't care what nobody say. I would do it again. I would go watch a movie. Because that movie was good. I meant to go to sleep, but it was too good. Couldn't go to sleep.
Y'all think we missed anything?
And then we got back to my house. They came pick me up, and the police came and checked me like a weirdos. Talking about, are you sure anything didn't happen? Did you get raped? Oh my God, Mr. Man. I did not get raped. And I was really calling him Mr. Man and all this other stuff. And my mom said something about how I need to go to juvenile detention center. And I said, I don't care, do they got good food? And he got mad again. He said, you can discipline her in any way you want. So I was like, she be beating me already. Not really, but she do. And he said, next time he come to my house, he was going to put me in handcuffs. Like, I'm scared. Like, please take me away from his house. Then they put it on the news that I was found. And everybody blew up my phone.
They were being fake.
Everybody was being
She
fake.
did not talk to all y'all. So every single one of y'all watching that thought y'all were her friends, she don't like y'all.
Who text my mama? Somebody text my mama. She said one of your friends text me, talking about text me. And just know if you text me, I wasn't your friend, and I still don't like you to this day. And I still don't mess with none of y'all dear to this day. My dad sent me a RIP text message too, because he thought I was dead. So shout out to deadbeat dads.
Well, I think we covered everything. I think we got to school the next day and everybody was asking her where she was at.
Everybody was asking me questions.
Everybody was wondering because my dumb self, I posted her on my Snapchat the whole time.
Like you did.
We were together.
We tried to make it seem like y'all really did not know where I was.
Whole time.
Somebody told my mom that I was with Justin and that was my little boyfriend, and that's the biggest lie that you could ever tell. Because he always. Never mind, even go say it. Yes, I am. He always tried to be my boyfriend.
All right, that was our story time with Kennedy. The time we kidnapped her on accident. And
was it really on accident?
On purpose. Was not on accident. Accidentally on purpose.
But anyways,
we have more story times, so like and
stay
subscribe.
tuned.
Shout out to all my hoes.
See you in the next video.